All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to Groundhog's Day. That's right, we have no new items this tour, but we still have the channel, we still have the game, and I was thinking about it a lot over the last week or so. Just thinking about what to still do, whether we should still do these or not, or what the content should be going forward. We kind of brought something up on Kart Talk, which is these new players that have joined in the last 9 to 12 months, they deserve this content just as much as anybody, and I think if you think back about what we remember from, last year, I barely remember what I had, for dinner last night, let alone what these tours had last year. So I don't think there's actually, if you think about just like looking at a new item and it's starting coverage, and other than that, there's like some news, and that's about it. Other than that, like it's really just kind of staying the same. If you actually think about it, if you think about like, okay, we open up the tour. I think there's new tracks, and so we're excited about that and seeing like what new coverage we get. And I think that's probably the most exciting part. But seeing a new item, it's like nice to see like which tracks they get. But I think the one thing that we'll miss is being able to see the new tracks, brand new tracks. And we had so many new tracks that some of these old ones coming back from last year. It'll be just as exciting to see. So I thought that the way that this episode should go, and probably I don't even know if you want to call it reactions anymore, but just running through the top shelves on rank tracks, kind of like how we were. And trying to help you guys with lines and discuss with some of my friends if they want to join about things that they want to talk about for this tour. So I don't think there's really I was actually pretty optimistic that I don't think that there's really that much that will change. Again, we'll kind of look at the news and see if there's anything that major to change. But my guess is most likely they have this on loop mode. They probably are not going to be making too many changes and keeping I don't think they'll keep us on our toes too much. So no new characters, no new tracks, but everything else is the same. So let's get into it. Let's see if you guys let me know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the discussion what you guys think we should or shouldn't cover. If I should not do these entirely at all, but I don't think I really don't think that there's really that much that's changing if you actually think about it. Cool. So new challenge there. Hopefully get some ranked results. It's been a while. Thanks to not investing in gold charging Chuck, I did not have very good loadouts for much of the summer. When I say good loadouts, I mean like the best loadouts. And so I did make a lot of investments last tour, which actually allowed me to be able to have really good loadouts at ranked. So I decided to go for to take down the king, to take down Kareem. Something I made a decision to do last week. Made some big investments, such as the royal flush. Took that to 8 triple. A couple other items that I went pretty hardcore in. So it was I definitely did really, really well. Basically like 99% on all the tracks, which was really good. Now it looks like we are getting into this autumn celebration. See, here's what I love. I do hope this continues, as all these driver tickets and all these rewards between the drivers and carts. The thing is that everyone's going to get these, so the entire community is going to inflate with each other. But that's okay. As we kind of talked about, having maxed accounts are okay. Meaning that if we all have, like for instance, this tour here, want to kind of run through the friends ranking there. Kareem might have put a little bit more energy in. We'll see. But I was able to be at the top of my friends list, which was really cool. For me, it was, if you see here, level 8s on everything. I think really the only thing that wasn't at least 8 triple was the sky blue Dasher B Dasher Mark II. And so that was just a double. So from that perspective, I really think that the Wiggler Misu put me over the edge. But I think we'll all have loadouts like these in 6 months, and I think that'll be fun. I think that'll be exciting for us to be able to go all in. Looking at Two on the list was Kareem. He went all in on this black B-Dasher Mark II, and I took mine up to 7.595, and I'm looking forward to getting mine to this level. But GG's to Kareem. So if you're comparing Kareem's loadout to mine, he had a better Luigi Knight. He had a better Kart. On actually Kart and glider on Sydney Sprint RT. But his glider there on Romavanti, that cookie glider was just one below. But I think the biggest difference was the me difference between Gold Charging Chuck and Wiggler me. So I think that just kind of shows that, again, it was only 2,000 points, but it just kind of shows you where the me's are at this point in time in the game. What's going on, Alpha? Alfie, how are you doing, man? Hi, I was sad when I thought that there would be no tour reaction. Good to see you still seeing you here. Yeah, it's just kind of mentioned at the top of the hour that really there's not that much that changes. I still like hanging out with you. I still, I didn't have quite the butterflies of last night going to bed that, oh my gosh, there's all these new items and new tracks. I wonder what tracks my items will get. But I still love opening the app. I still love playing this game. So I might as well do it with you anyway. So, and really there's not that much that changed other than looking at new items. What's going on, Miki's front tag near? Online playing is so much fun with Gold Mario. I think that is going to keep me entertained for the next few weeks. Love it, man. Yeah, now that we have Gold Mario, hopefully you won him in ranked. He's definitely a pretty cool driver. It's fun to see and imagine the new ways that he's going to be used in the game. And of course, he's getting brand new buffs. That's one of the first things I'll probably look at here in a second once we get to the friends list, is just taking a look at those. What's going on, Paul? Hopefully you're doing well, Paul. Good, guys. Oh, there we go. Some more people popping in. Slamey, what's going on? Crazy. Hopefully you're doing well. Hey, all, he says. Monk's music with the pink hands. Gotta love the pink, man. So yeah, anyway, my point is that the Mii's are still going to be taking over if you haven't jumped into those. It's interesting to see now that there's so many Mii's that have popped up since the Battle Tour last year that it's, all these tracks are getting crazy new buffs. I think last tour we had something like 500 plus buffs. It will dwindle, but it'll take 9 months or so, even 12 months for some items to still get that last buff. So, I think buffing is still a big deal. We do have some new stuff that we're going to introduce to the rundown. We'd like to still do that, but it won't be as fluctuating the top 10. We might even, make a huge change for the top 10. Just as I want you guys to focus on what, since we know what's coming for ranked, we know what's coming. Just prepare you as best as possible. We also had Luca, who, as you can see here, kind of just talking about levels. He has a Volendam, so he did really, really good with a Volendam on Amsterdam Drift 3 at level 7. Double uncapped, but as you can see, he went all in on the items this tour as he went for his top 10. Congratulations, Luca, on your top 10 run. But you see there, carts, gliders, everything's maxed out there except for that one lone Volendam. But he's got Gold Mario there, triple uncapped. He's even got the gold golf hat. I believe that's the golf hat. Either way, congratulations to Luca. He had a fun run. I think he was up to something like 2.7 or so yesterday. Hopefully he finished really high in the top 10. We also see Montana, who did really, really well with 182,000. He went all in on some of these items as well. As you can see, the Black B-Dash Mark II, gotta love that. And then the Royal Flush. Even this Rainbow Flappy Wings, he went all in into. Curious to see if he was doing anything crazy for top 100 or even higher. We got Carlos in there as well. Seti at 175. Jeeves 174. Plugged in 173. Sammy 170. Antolev 170. Adam 82. 170. Wow, good job, guys. That's really good. We also see Liam Helock 167. Frenzy Fans 166, Nikki V 165, Raz 165, Frenzy Girl 165. Also, by the way, we do have some room on the friends list. You have some people who haven't been playing for a while and others that. So if you are a stud member or or above, go into the server and drop your friend code and then tag me. I probably will have, I think, 3 or 4 spots available. I also have Frenzy Fan Girl 165, Draco 163, Abiquado 160, the G Seagull 159, So Crazy 159, Shadow Legend 158, Raker 157, Matt 156, PD Piranha, Ronnie 155, Big Brother 154, Jose Calma 152, Edito 151, Hero 150, Frenzied Grind 148, Shy Guy Kart 145, Bob 140, Cloington 139, Issa 131, Zooms 129, Crazy 127, Larry 98 126, Groovy 126 as well, Spot 2K also 126, SMG 125, Brian Voice 124, Braden 122, Snuffles 115, Yowie 114, N2CJN 110, Tyler 105, Eston Bros 104, Ulup 98, Marco 88, and then This Be Chris. Been a while since he's been in the game. So again, one of the spots available. Let me know if you would like to join in on the action. So we'll check out the news. Again, I have pretty low expectations for what might be considered news at this point, but again, I'm gonna look at it either way. So Battle Tour starts now. It does look like we have this fall celebration that we talked about. So Mario Chef and the Chocolate Pretzel Glider are in the spotlight. Donut Plains 1 and the Cookie Land as favorite tracks. Items mentioned above in the banner are on sale. While the sale is on, the first exchange is discounted. Got it. Dry Bowser Mii Racing Suit and Blooper Mii Racing Suit are on sale. That Dry Bowser suit is one that I might actually get for 70 rubies. Might be worth it for you. We do have a Premium Challenger Plus. I'm at the point now where I'm debating on whether the Premium Challenge Plus is worth it or not. It's been one I've been getting every single tour, but now that the chase is over, and am I sprinting to walk is kind of the thought process. What am I really trying to speed things up for? I'll get to the promised land one day of that maxed account. Why rush it? I still plan on playing this game for a long time. Introducing gifts. I still love All Cup Ring. That's why I love playing. I think, and that's obviously going to be here for quite some time. Looks like we got some lame ranked awards. Hopefully, I'd love to see what we get in addition to when it comes to tickets. We got the Peach Cup for the first half, and then Mario Cup, and then some gold items. Interesting. This the gold Sweet Ride. So it seems like that was just kind of a newer one too. We got Chef Mario as the badge. Womp womp. Monk said missed one small change at the top. Let me take a look. Coins aplenty. Tuesdays and Saturdays. A number of coins you get for receiving a balloon. You already have this 300 to 1,000. Probably about a year late. I assume that's probably the change. That's probably a year late from them offering us that. But 700 coins again. Okay, we'll take it. I think at this point in time, it's a year overdue. We've been getting these balloons, and here's the thing: is that we're now getting balloons, repeat balloons at a much higher rate. We've kind of all got. I haven't even looked to see in my inventory if I'm missing balloons, but at this point in time, getting repeat balloons is just probably happening 2 or 3 times every single pull. What's going on, Caleb? Hopefully you're doing well, man. We're the show must go on. Well, I think the goal for this episode is to walk through ranked specifically and some of the coverage, and then even help you out with some lines. I would, in a perfect world where I didn't have responsibilities, I'd love to do a video walking through how to do these battle tracks in ranked. But we'll see if I can get to that. It might be a little tough. 1,000 coins are also applies towards in the token shop. Oh, okay. 1,000 coins also applies in the Tor token shop. Oh, the token shop. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. The token shop. I mean, it's like there's so many different items, coins, and etc. I'm looking forward to the pipes. That's what I'm excited for. And then Alfie says he's missing the one balloon, the heart one. Never seem to get it. Oh man, I'll have to take a look to see which ones I don't have. I don't even know, to be honest with you. Does look like we'll have the Waluigi bus driver. I do like Waluigi a lot. The bus driver, not necessarily the best alt in the world. He does have triple bananas though, which I guess technically might be the best Waluigi alt at this point, knowing that we're not going to get any new Waluigi items, which is kind of sad. The Battle Tours, better rewards in the token shop. Okay, so there are all kinds of balloons here in the token shop, if that's your thing. Yo, what's going on, Matt? Hopefully you're doing well, sir. Matt Allridge, if you haven't already checked out his channel, please do so. Matt Allridge here on YouTube, ALDRIDGE. Hopefully you're like me, trying to find some new ways to spin some of the stuff going on this tour. We do have a high-end driver level boost ticket, which is actually really good. 3 types of balloons that can be used in battles. Got it. Which, by the way, I need to see right now. I want to see in ranked what kind of ranked rewards we have, because we got like an influx last tour. Okay, so it does look like it's kind of going back to normal. I will say 8 here. That's higher than I think what it was, right, guys? I think we were getting like 6. If that's the case, that's a positive. If we're getting 8 glide, or, high end cap tickets, that's pretty awesome. If that's a new change, that's probably the biggest change that we've seen, at least how it impacts myself. I love seeing more rewards here for ranked. I think that it gets people more competitive and focused in on what's going on. Doesn't look like I have. I do have one top 10 player. It does look like Missy, MSFEDEB. Under the M3FR, which I think is a French clan. Yeah, 1+ ticket. Okay, so it was 7. There you go. That makes sense. Thanks, Monk. Yeah, so that's a nice reward. But yeah, have a top 10 player here. Could we get a little dicey? Now I have to kind of see what they've gotten. Oh no. Jeez, I hate that's been happening. I don't know. Has that been happening to you guys a lot? For whatever reason, just erroring out. Probably happened to me like 3 times yesterday, which is, usually maybe happens once or twice a tour. So to happen 3 in one day is not fun. Okay, it does look like we got 5 more rubies too. Let me double check that. For everybody or just the top? Let's see. 30 rubies for number 1. Wow. And then 20 for 2. And then 15 for 3rd place. Okay. And 3rd place gets 6, 7. Okay, so they're kind of tiering those. For those cap tickets, you get 8 for 1st place, 7 for 2nd, and 6 for 3rd. Even, it even kind of keeps going down. So 5 for 4th. Okay, so 5 is kind of where they kind of tier things off, which is actually a really good idea. Yeah, I think I was trying to look to see how many top 10s this person had. It might have just had 1. The Spartacon one was a pretty popular badge too, so they probably likely got a pretty stellar account. Yeah, it happens all the time now. All right, good. Maybe it's an iPhone thing. I don't know. It looks like just a lot of top 1000s, a couple top 100s, and then there's 1 top 10 badge. Good. I mean, I think if you had 1 top 10 badge, that's probably the coolest one to have. Kudos to them. Good. Yeah, we'll kind of take a look at the spotlight shop. So we have like some of these commemorative items back again, like this flaming speeder, which I don't think was really too. I think out of all the speeders, the pink one was the best. We do have Chef Mario for 105 rubies and this chocolate pretzel. I think too crazy here in the spotlight shop. I still don't have these the rainbow wonderful wings. I will say this, I might actually get this dry Bowser Mii racing suit for 70 rubies. It's a really good deal for my account. We talked about the spotlight, the token shop. I have to see my daily selects. All right, cool. Very happy with those daily selects. I'll take them. And then it looks like we have a Kart Yeah, so 2 glider tickets there for the tier shop. Cool. Yeah, so I think that was everything that I wanted to cover with the news. Do you want to see right off the bat what kind of buffs our new Gold Mario gets? Let's take a look. Monk said started getting the freezes on the Android with no error message, but might be my phone. Yeah, I'm curious to see. Again, I haven't done a lot of comparing and sample sizes, etc. But all right, so it does look like for new tracks, he gets Choco Island 2 RT, Sunset Wilds RT, and Remix Donut Plains 1R. So I'm just trying to think of like some of these, see if there's like a lot of coins on the track on these, to see if it's like really a great one for him. And then I think he probably had Battle Course. No, I guess this is Battle Course 1's a new one too, which is interesting. They put it up there in the top left, just to kind of throw us off. That's a big one. That's a big buff for Gold Mario, getting the Battle Course one. Now I still prefer Coinbox, but there's no Coinbox on there. Gold, I don't think Gold Mario is gonna, if you had Coinbox, I think it's like I just rarely ever see Coinbox bots in the lobby. So probably his best buff there. I don't remember Sunset Wilds RT, Donut Plains 1R, and Choco Island 2 RT. Those didn't stand out as like, these are tracks with coins all over the place. Maybe Donut Plains 1R. I'm trying to think if there's some gliding sections that have some kind of coin burst, but we were wondering if they were going to kind of throw Gold Mario some really cool buffs where he can gather a lot of those coins on the tracks. Some unique tracks there. Good. I am kind of curious to see what other buffs happen, but we'll get into ranked here in a second. It's probably a good way to transition here. And again, the goal is hopefully to kind of get to some lines as well. Warrior Shipyard, which if you remember, this time last year just was a part of almost every tour, it seemed like. Now this is the RT, so I don't think this was introduced until a little bit after the Warrior Shipyard regular. So maybe we weren't as sick and tired of that one as much as others. And then Choco Mountain RT, Remix Donut Plains 1 RT, and then the Balloon Battle that we just talked about. So let's get into Remix Donut Plains. Let's see if Misuits get these tracks. Let's see if Gold Luigi Knight gets this track. Maybe Gold Wiggler. See what happens when it comes to impacting some of the coverage from last year. And it looks like we have White Tanuki Mario and Mario Chef as some plus skill drivers there. And then we have, it does look like we have Spike Me and Cheap Cheap Me and some other Me's. But man, Yaleen does get this track. So this is a plus skill exclusive. Well, I guess not exclusive, but when you're thinking about the top plus 2 skill, the 2 top skills of Boomerang, Coinbox, Yaleen essentially has an exclusive here. Now there is a Giant Banana, there is a Lucky 7 driver here, and so it's not a plus skill exclusive. But when you're talking about having Yaleen, like this is a huge buff for her, massive. There's no other item that will be buffed to this track, essentially. And then on second shelf we have Peach Vacation, we have PD Piranha Gold. Yeah, so we have 2 Coinbox drivers on the second shelf. Let's see if there's any others. If you have more than 1 Coinbox driver on that second shelf, this is a great boomboxing track. So great buff for Yaleen. Probably the best buff she's had since she's been out. I mean, I'll be going with Chef Mario, but it's not going to be glorious. I will say I do have the Tropical Truck. So for Donut Plains 1, looking at the carts, we do have, okay, there are some meta items on here, specifically to kind of point them out. It does look like we have also some new ones here with the Monarch carts getting this track as well, and the Yellow Submarine. I think, though, that's kind of the top tier of carts. You got Cupid's Arrow up there. You have the Jumbo Jetter, even the Sakura Sports Coupe. Those are probably going to be the best for the newer players to invest in. So top tier, Sakura, Sports Coupe, Jumbo Jetter, and I'd even probably throw the Cupid Zero in there, because at this point in time, we're even willing to invest in older items if they have a bigger hitbox, because at this point in time in the game, there's no new items, so we don't have to worry about getting new coverage. The goal is really to maximize the coverage with as big carts as possible. And for that case, there's not really many carts bigger than the Cupid Zero on this track, really at all. There's not a lot of big carts in general. Cact B is a little bigger, but it never really hit the meta. It was an item I liked, just mainly because of the pink and the black together, as you know. One of my favorite color combos, but the Tropical Truck wins it all here. That's what I absolutely love. So, really, I mean, there's not even really like a tier 2 to talk about. It's just all tier 1. If you want to get frisky and go with some new items, maybe the yellow submarine might be not a bad one to go into. What's going on, Lulu? How are you doing, man? And then, so I'll go with the Tropical Truck. And then for gliders, we have a few different options. We got the 8-bit Soup 1-Up Mushroom, which has been arguably the glider of the year. And it's probably still going to be the glider of the year because it's going to keep getting all the ranked access that it's been getting. We also have the wonderful Diamond, which has been one of the top gliders this year as well. And then it's a little bit more slim pickings. The Yellow and Gold Umbrella was pretty decent. Some people have been getting excited about the this cake one, the Candlelight Flight cake, and then of course if you're into green shells, this green cat parafoil has a lot of coverage. So I think if I had to tier it out for you guys at home, certainly 8-bit 1-Up Mushroom and also Wonderful Diamond. Those are probably the two on that top tier. Second tier, I'd probably have to put the green cat parafoil. That might be it. Maybe I'll throw the Mint and Berry Balloons on there. It was doing pretty well. So those two on that second tier, and then below that maybe the Candlelight Flight cake. I'll probably put on there, maybe alongside the Tulip Corsage. A lot of people have been saying that's been really helping them. That's probably what I draw the line. I went into this one, but I don't feel great about it. It never really panned out for me as well. So decent loadout here, except for Chef Mario. But it's going to be tough. I mean, I don't have like a great driver for this. I mean, great driver. Like I don't have Yalene. I don't have even White Tanuki Mario, which pairs really well with things at a high level. So, I see. Whoop, how are you doing, man?
Doing good.
So, how do you feel about this Groundhog's Day, this battle tour coming back as I skip back into the track?
I'm actually kind of excited because they actually changed the tour gifts a little bit.
The gifts a little bit?
Yeah, because I saw they had 10 pipes now.
Oh, 10 pipes for the token shop?
No, for the green pipes on the whole new rewards that they have.
Which reward? You have to remind me, which rewards are you referring to?
The one for Gold Pass.
Oh, okay. So yeah, they might be a little worried about people keeping their Gold Pass, maybe, and they're trying to make it a little bit more interesting. Mm-hmm. Guy like that. Yeah, I think here a little bit. I don't mind even spending some time just working on some lines with you guys on some of these tracks. I think I'm going to do ranked anyway. Might as well do it with to help some of the newer players with kind of like almost like a mini grind variation, but do it as the track is introduced. There's some players who are still getting used to lines. I'll have to check out to see, especially now that we know what tours are coming. Maybe DKR.exe already has the spreadsheet for action counts, which I'll check here on Discord. Matt says, stoked about the buffs, new items in the shops, new pipes, and ranked rewards enough to keep us happy. Let's go. Awesome. Let me check to see if we have the general resources for the tour. Looks like we did get the update in the Mario Kart Tour toolbox. Okay, there's no need to release the DK ACR Siege tour. Every tour in the third year changed. Okay. So let me see what we got here. Okay. Huh. It's the way it's the Mario Kart Tour score sheet. 5.5 is does look. They're saying it's not going to change at all. Interesting. All right, I'll take a look at it here in a second, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan. Still not a big fan of this donut plan. Any of the donut plans, to be honest with you. This is like one of the better ones, but this one's gonna be. I'm probably not gonna want to spend much time on this at all. Are you a big fan of this one, Will?
No.
No.
Especially the T variant. No thanks.
Dude, I think that's the hard part is like, if they were to repeat the tours, like it would be cool if it was, a different tour that they were repeating. Something like, I don't know, even with like Maple Tree Way or something like that, just to have some fun with the track. What's going on, Flo? Hopefully you're doing well, buddy. Thanks for being a member as well. So looking at the sport score sheet. Okay, all right. So it is updated. That's cool. So I'm gonna just put in Chef Mario just to see what we got in the way of action counts. We're looking at, it looks like 105, which is just not gonna be fun. Yeah, any of these shorter tracks getting like 105 for actions is just gonna be brutal. And then let's see for Cookie Land, let's get into the coverage and then we'll circle back and maybe. It does look like we got a double ranked option here for Chef Mario. Of course, I'll be going Gold Wiggler. Hopefully you guys have this is a good time to invest because this is it. Like this for Cookie Land, which is going to show up almost every single tour. You're gonna have the option between Gold Wiggler or Gold King Mario, or Gold Luigi Knight, and those are really like this. Now you're gonna have to, whether you like it or not, invest in one of those three if you want to do well in Cookie Land for ACR. I think might be in ranked one other time in the next 12 months. We'll see. So Flo says, interesting to see the changes in the Gold Pass gifts. Anyone already compared it with the old ones in terms of new coins? Yeah, we'd love to see. Maybe we'll loop if you want to take a look at that. How many more coins you would get now compared to the old Gold Pass rewards? Something to take note of. For Gold Wiggler on this track, again, there's probably not too many strategies per se using on the battle track. It does say, okay, so interesting. So this one doesn't have the well fought, the way the sheet is showing up. That's interesting. All right. So I think for drivers, I mean, there's like really only one tier, and that is for King Mario, Gold Wiggler, or Luigi Knight, Gold Luigi Knight. Now, if you want to go, Giant Banana, Lucky 7, there's plenty of options, but like none of them compare to, there's even Boomerang. I still cannot get, I don't think I've ever gotten 200 actions on a battle track using any of those other skills other than Coinbox. So I was curious to see if they would throw Gold Mario on there. He is not. So it is going to be up to those three drivers. You want to invest in one of those three, just period. Especially if you go for all cup ranking ever. Cool. They also buffed total points challenge rewards. Ooh, okay. happy to take a look at that. I know that they've thrown some stuff last tour. So here's the Gold Pass rewards. It does look like they kind of put like a little ribbon under next to some of these pipes. I assume that's like a new one that they've offered or something to that extent. It does look like we have two gold pipes.
And then you have your 10 pool at the very beginning.
Oh, I see 2 10 pulls. Yeah, that is nice. 2 10 pulls. Interesting. It's almost like a ruby, like pulling the pipe from back in the day. I guess that's what they're trying to throw at us and get excited about. It's still not the same. It's still not the same pulling on one of those pipes and trying to beat the pipe and whatnot. But yeah, appreciate that. Cool. Yeah, I think we're going to look at some of the rewards here. So basically up to nearly 1 million. So 999,999. It does have some more rewards. And so you still got I would say that I know they bumped things up a little bit last tour. They threw in some other high-end items. I don't see a lot of new high-end items here, or probably going forward. But it is nice to get some. Looks like we have at least 3 rubies there. It looks like 10 item tickets, a quick ticket, which is nice. I love those. It looks like they gave us 3 quick tickets in total here, which is interesting. I mean, it covers 3 of the 14 days automatically. Then of course we get 1 or 2 later in other items. Cool, that's nice. Hey, it's positive. I mean, it's nice that they're realizing that they have to kind of up the ante a little bit, and then of course we got these 3 challenges.
Oh, we got new badges for the hard challenges. For the exchange challenges, we got the Waluigi badge.
The exchange challenges. Right here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
New badge.
I do like Waluigi, so that might be one. That might be a nice new one to add to the. But either way, it's hard to get excited about some of those items compared to. At this point in time, we're happy to take anything. Going back to Cookie Land, yeah, you're gonna have to invest in one of these 3 drivers. I think that when it comes to the Miis, they're not really present so much on this track. I mean, I think I saw some people going for one of a couple of the Miis. I think the triple mushroom Miis that towed at me. Feel free to do that. I mean, I still think at this point in time, you're just gonna want to get your 150 actions, well fought bonus. That's kind of where you're aiming for. And the only really way to do that very well is to get the coin box. What's going on, Eva Taco? Hopefully you're doing well, sir. Let me know what you think about the brand new, I guess I can't even say brand new tour anymore. The old new tour. As for carts, we've seen this track a lot this year. So, I mean, things have been pretty well scattered buffs as compared to, say, like, Warrior Shipyard RT that we'll see in ranked. We'll probably see all kinds of new buffs, but yeah, no new surprises here. Some of the same older carts that were on this track. I would say that compared to other tracks, this track has a lot of smaller carts. Yeah, and I think at this point in time, you're going to be wanting to aim for bigger carts in general, and if that's the case, you basically have I think the Comet is a little bit bigger, but it's not very, very large. I think like this Mark II, this pink one, or the Cact B. Those are 2 large ones. The Combo Cruiser is really the other one that sticks out. You do have this Strawberry Soft Swerve, which is a little bigger, which I guess you have to kind of throw the gold or this brand new Chocolate Mint Soft Swerve in there as well. But really, it's Combo Cruiser, and that's about it. I mean, there's a couple bigger ones, but not the biggest in the world compared to other tracks. It's literally the same. Hey, Eva Taco, we're trying to stay positive, man. Eva Taco says, I'm actually so mad about literally recycling. I canceled my sub in protest. They at least can do is remixing the track selection and cups. Yeah, we talked about this on Kart Talk. We definitely write a ticket to Nintendo and say, hey, I love this game. I would like to still play this game. What we're asking is to at least rotate the ranked cup. If you can do that, I will keep my Gold Pass subscription, Gold Pass reward. Feel free to give something in exchange or some kind of commitment if they're willing to do that. But yeah, until then, feel free to do whatever you need to financially. I think that I'm going to be keeping Gold Pass. I want to keep this game going for a few years. But I think at this point in time, write a ticket, letting them know that you want the ranked tracks. We kind of call it a petition, but go ahead and let them know. Voice your concerns with them. Matt says, what do you think is the best token grinding track for auto clicker this tour or speech commands? That's a great question. Happy to get into some of that. I think for tokens at this point in time, it's I believe it's tokens on the track, right? So oftentimes we're looking for longer. I like flatter tracks where I can get as many coins laying on the ground as possible. There's not a lot of options. I was gonna hope that we had like a regular Choco Mountain on here. What's going on? We have a new guest. If you can turn down the background, Luca and G Siegel. How are you guys both doing?
Doing good, man. Just wrapped up my top 10. All good. We got it guaranteed, and what a tour it was. And yeah, all done.
Congratulations, man. How do you feel about it? How do you feel like you landed there in the top 10? Were you number one?
No. Should be probably best case scenario. I'll be 5th. Worst case, I'll be 8th. But I reckon I'll be around 6th or 7th.
Congratulations, man. What do you feel like was some major takeaways?
I think it was as hard as it was expected to be with the grind and what it does to your sanity. If I had work on and stuff, I wouldn't have been able to do it. I'm back with everything now. So low key, I'm kind of glad that I'm back at work, because I'll tell you what, that grind was not fun. Everyone was there in the VCs with me. We had everyone in the GSG. Everyone was cheering me on. We had a good laugh with everyone. It was really positive and it was a really good time. And the time went very quickly. So hard grind, got 99%. Really good, and just happy to share that experience with everyone else with me. And that was the reason why it was so good, because I had all my friends around me.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, you have a good group of friends there, including G Siegel and Crazy and Avi and others that I'm sure made.
Shout out to Avi, Kareem, Crazy, and Siegel most importantly, and anyone else that was there. Kareem and Avi, if you've seen on Kart Life's channel as well. They created an amazing sheet for ACR, so I recommend anyone else give that a look, because it's fantastic and it gives you a look at how many points that you have left on certain tracks and how you can prioritize certain things. And it's a great ACR sheet. They've done a great job. But yeah, thank you to everyone that's helped me out throughout the top 10.
Yeah, shout out to all the support there, especially in the GSG. Yeah, and 99% is phenomenal. How many hours do you think you put into it?
It said 89.9.
Wow.
I believe.
That's very efficient. I hear a lot of people getting over 100 hours to get 99%. So great job, man. That is phenomenal.
Thank you, bro.
Good. I just did want to answer Matt Aldridge's question. I think personally for token grinding, the best track might be maybe Sunset Wilds with Kamek. It's kind of just a soft guess. If you guys have other recommendations, let me know. But I think if you're going to be doing auto clicker or speech commands, I feel like that one might be the best, as it's kind of a very flat track, and you have a Coinbox driver on there. And as what we have access to right now, there's not a lot of options. I think Choco Mountain would be okay if we had that access to it, but I don't see access to it. Matt Aldridge says, I haven't finished this petition yet, so that if people want to launch it. So we've talked about a petition about kind of sending Nintendo our thoughts on this, the no new ranked or kind of no rotation to the ranked cups. But I think at this point in time, I do think you have to kind of give something. So if you want to commit to, keeping Gold Pass in exchange for, rotate the ranked cup, I think that's a fair exchange. If that's kind of what we're kind of petitioning for. We're asking for the game to go on as long as possible, but I think, for us, having the ranked cup just switched around makes too much sense. We did talk about on Kart Talk, and again, we talked about it for about 30, 45 minutes, but one of the concerns would be that the Spotlight Shop is based on ranked, and so they would have to basically rewire what's in the Spotlight Shop if they did it that way. But that seems to be the only hurdle on their end if they did want to make that change.
Spotlight Shop yet? That would be a big thing on how we get items, because there's so many items that will never ever appear if they're just going off ranked.
Would they? I was gonna say, has anyone looked to and compared those to what's in our gold pipes? Are there any items that we couldn't get from either the Spotlight Shop or a token pipe?
I haven't checked any.
There are some, but we don't. I think Super V said they might have updated the pipe store, so we'll have to see if that's changed. But at least as of last tour, there were some items like Baby Rosalina Detective, which it's impossible to get her. She's not in any pipes, and she was never in the Spotlight Shop.
So yeah, I guess if you're a collector, you're not going to enjoy that part of it. But I don't think that's. I don't think anyone's losing sleep over not having Baby Detective. What's going on, Massa? Hopefully you're doing well. Good. Yeah, so we're just kind of going through ranked and kind of talking about the top coverage. Obviously, the balloon battle in the Cookie Land has been back multiple times, like basically almost every other tour since it's been introduced. So nothing new there with drivers or carts, really. Carts are really tough on Cookie Land. There's just so many smaller ones. I think that it's going to be really. I mean, you just got to pick which one you have at a higher level. I honestly think this Bolt Buggy might be a good way for newer players to get up in this. But I think ultimately you do want a top cart on this track. When it comes to all of the battle tracks, I make sure that I have all level 8, quad capped gliders. Carts are a little tougher. If I was a brand new player, I probably would go maybe even to Combo Cruiser, or obviously this pink combo is what I chose, but maybe even this pink B-Dasher Mark II, which kind of going back to our question, I do wonder, I guess, are the B-Dashers, the B-Dasher Mark IIs, are they going to be locked up? Is there any way for a newer player to even get those?
You can get them in the Spotlight Shop. They've always been able to just appear when they're in rank.
Okay. All right.
I think they've actually all been in ranks quite a lot. So
okay.
Got a good chance to get them.
As for gliders for Cookie Land, there are some meta items in here, but not many. It's just a lot of food-related items. I think for a lot of players, you can get by with this plaid ribbon. It's one of the trickier super gliders to get, but it's there. Just kind of looking at which ones are in the meta. Not a lot of popular ones are in the meta, to be honest with you. The Fire Manta might be, the one that was in the top 10 for the longest period of time. There was a while there where the pink cat parafoil was in there as well. And that's about it. There were maybe like 1 or 2 weeks where, the vanilla and chocolate balloons was in there. Maybe 1 or 2 weeks where we had fuzzy kites in there. But really, it's Cookie Land, you just have to pick your, and this is one that you're going to have to prioritize. For me, I went all in on the tropical truck and tropical balloons. So that's what I'm going to be going with. But really, it's hard to even tier them. I think, the Fire Manta might be your best option for most players. When it comes to just investing something for the first time. Let me ask you, Luca, since you were doing, obviously some battle courses in All Cup ranking, which is probably my least favorite part about All Cup ranking this past year. Any advice you can give to players trying to get as close as possible to that maximum score?
Well, in terms of the coin boxes, it's pretty straightforward. Lucky 7 as well, but non-plus skill, there wasn't really anything. I was using boomerang on one of the battle courses last tour. There's not really a strat. You kind of just have to go in and just get lucky. You want to go for mushroom frenzies, get as many hits as you can. Well fought most of the time is your best bet because after those frenzies, you're not really getting many actions. So try to get a couple mushroom frenzies or something. With the coin box, pretty easy. Just you got to get good RNG. Just see how you go. And same with Lucky 7. Just keep grinding it, but eventually you'll be able to get a good run.
Would you reset after like the first item box or any?
I usually reset after the first 3.
First 3.
Yeah.
I think if you're using Coinbox or Lucky 7, you might want to consider losing one of your balloons because you've got a higher chance of killing them.
Yeah. A good call.
What was that?
About that. Lucky 7 is a big one. I kept losing a balloon at the start, so I could get higher chances at Lucky 7.
Oh, you'd reset after the first box with Lucky 7?
I'd lose a balloon at the very start.
You would purposely lose a balloon at the very beginning so that you would get more Lucky 7s the rest of the run?
Correct.
Yeah, your item odds change depending on how many balloons you have.
That's
Thanks for reminding
interesting.
me.
I did not know that. That's kind of risky, but
It is risky if you want to run, you have to.
you have to do that, huh? That's pretty interesting. Matt says he thinks he'll 8-4 level 8 quad cap, the Cact B, and the cat parafoil, knowing the amount that we'll see Cookie Land going forward. I don't think it's a bad strategy. I know the Cact B has not been extremely popular, but it is one of the largest carts for Cookie Land, and paired with one of those 3 coin box drivers, having a wide hitbox will help you out. I don't think it's a bad move at all. The cat parafoil was a pretty decent glider. The one thing is that it is green shell, so you're gonna get like a lot of what you just saw there, which is just a bunch of green shells shooting around compared to bloopers or compared to other items that the gliders have. So I don't know. I like the Cact B move there, Matt, but not sure I'm a big fan of the cat parafoil. But either way, as long as you have something at 8-4, that should be a priority for a lot of players. New items are coming through in the spotlight, which is great news. Oh, so we do have a change. Oh, is he just referring to in general, or is he referring to this tour?
Well, in the Spotlight shop, you still have items that came out all throughout the last year, which weren't in last year's Battle Tour, and now they're in the Spotlight shop. They are technically changing the Spotlight shop compared to last year.
Compared to last year?
Yeah, because we've got new items in there that weren't in there before.
That's massive. That's massive. That gives us...
Just because they didn't exist.
Yeah, they didn't exist yet. It's just the new ones that try and rank that were released during the last year.
So that gives me
for the in a shop because it didn't even exist. You get what I mean?
okay. That gives me a lot of optimism. That means I think that they can switch the ranked cup.
If you want another dose of optimism, I sent a support ticket about the repeated ranked cups to Nintendo, and this morning I actually got a response from them that sounds quite positive. They said that let me go find what exactly they said, but it sounds like they might actually change it.
What?
It sounds like they were receptive to the feedback. They said, "Is it correct that you are sending this inquiry after watching the trailer for the Battle Tour? If that's the case, we are truly sorry to hear your dissatisfaction. We believe your critique is a reflection of someone who has been playing the game with passion for a long time. Our office is hoping that many players as possible will enjoy playing Mario Kart Tour as long as possible. We will take your inquiry seriously and share it with the department in charge. Thank you for your kind understanding." So I think that means there's a chance they'll consider changing it.
Yeah. Hey, it does sound like they appreciate that you've been playing for a long time and that you're a passionate player. And you probably spent a lot in the game, most importantly. And then it does sound like they'll take it, if they're going to take it seriously, hearing that paired with the Spotlight shop changing and adding new items that they've already done, I mean, I see this as I see the petition being worth going in and writing a ticket and saying, hey, this is what our ask is. I've been playing for a long time. I've been spending X amount. Our ask is to rotate the ranked cup. And so we have a new ranked cup this year in ranked. And that's our main request. If that is provided, I will keep my gold pass as long as that is true. That would be how I would write the ticket. I have not written one yet, and I feel bad now. I think
everyone should write a ticket now because it feels like if enough people say it, they will actually change it.
Let's do it right now. F it. I'm gonna lead by example. I have to figure out how to leave a ticket, but let's go in. This might not be like the most riveting thing here, but I think I have to lead by example. So let's go to help and inquiries. We'll go to customer support. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, customer support.
Customer support.
You scroll to the bottom and you click support.
Support.
No, further down.
Support.
Yeah, wait for support.
We'll show the 1,000 people, whatever, that watch this. If we get 1,000 tickets submitted. All right, so select an option.
I think I did other issues.
Other issues, okay. Let's do
other again.
Other issues. And I guess we'll just, do...
I don't think the date and time matters.
Yeah, probably. It probably doesn't. I don't know, today's the 4th. Not that it's a big deal. Cool. All right, so we'll say... maybe I'll turn off the sound. Thank you for continuing to offer or to this game going forward. Despite no new items, we are very passionate about this game. We'll just use their words. Passionate about this game. Cool. And then, however, keeping ranked the exact ranked cup from last year is very depressing.
I think a big thing is they mentioned that, again, even myself, it's not for making this up, but a lot of players are even considering not spending money in the game at all. Canceling gold pass, canceling premium. Like I'm not really looking to get premiums anymore after a few tours. There's not really a point to compete. For me personally, I've done my top grand in that.
Yeah.
So I think for them to change the rank cup, it would give us more enticement to I can compete more. It's a bit of a mix-up. It's a fresh thing. So mentioning, I will probably stop buying premiums if I see they're the same rank cups. There's something like that.
Yeah, I like it. So what I said is our request would be to change/rotate the ranked cup so they are not the same exact tracks and ranked from last year. And then I'll put in a separate paragraph. My spending in the game will be directly correlated to whether or not Nintendo takes this request seriously.
Along with many others.
Okay.
Even for me, man, I'm if it's the same stuff, I'd love to keep playing the game, but I don't know about spending on it.
Yeah.
Especially if it's coming to an end. We don't. That's not confirmed, by the way. We don't know if it's coming to an end. It's likely. So,
Yeah. So again, not the most riveting YouTube content, but you saw it there. It took 5 minutes. Go ahead and do it now. I try to show that it was at least where do you get those. Thanks to G Siegel, where those buttons are and how to create a ticket. Go ahead and do it. If you love this game and you want to keep competing in ranked, you want to have some fun aspects. Go ahead and leave that ticket there. Yeah, Matt Ulrich, thank you. Definitely leave us a like if you can, if at all possible. What's up, Studfit? This is from Andy S. What's up, Studfit? Good question for a ticket is in the situation where a ticket is reviewed or escalated to someone other than the customer support staff who replies. That's interesting. Okay. In what situation is a ticket reviewed or escalated to someone other than the customer support staff? It's a good question. I'm not sure if you see Andy's question or if you have insight, but it does sound like there are different tiers of support tickets. I don't write enough support tickets. That was like literally my first one in probably like a year, probably since the fixed DS. That was like a year and a half ago, if you remember that.
I forgot about. Oh my!
I think that's like probably the last ticket. All right, let's get into Warrior Shipyard RT. So it does look like we have. I don't know the last time we saw this track, and I know we'll probably get into some of that on the rundown. But we do have PD Piranha Gold. We have Charging Chuck. We have King Boo, the Mii Suit. We do have Mario Saddle. So a big Lucky 7 course. I will say that I definitely know that this is a buff for the Koopa Clown Mii Suit, and this actually might be a pretty decent Bowser Shell track. Definitely some cool areas. There are some tight areas, so we do have the Pink Shy Guy Ninja and Toad Tourist that could be pretty cool for them. So definitely a big buff for Toad Tourist, as he's kind of a newer driver for some of the newer players to go into. I think if you've gone into this King Boo Mii Suit, that's going to be a really strong one, just because this is a pretty decent Lucky 7 track. What I like about this track is that it's not like a wide open area where the lucky, the red shells are going to be able to get a lot of other people. So you can actually kind of sit back pretty well. And then if I remember correctly, let me know if this is not the case, but this also has maybe a potential extra item box or not.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's
on the third item set, you can do another glide down and respawn.
Yeah, so we'll get into that strat here with you guys, but that makes Lucky 7 even more powerful, because if you're front running and then you get a couple extra items, you get a couple lucky 7s, that sways things dozens of points every time. So I will put in here just to kind of get an accurate understanding. We got King Boo Mii, so I'm going to put it in the spreadsheet and see what kind of maximum ceiling we're looking at. You guys can let me know too. But I see for King Boo, I don't know if these are populating very well. It says 130 actions. That can't be true. Huh. I don't know if the DKR spreadsheet's working very well with these optimal action counts. Interesting. It's saying 130, which I know is not true.
You can definitely get 200 with Lucky 7.
You could definitely, right? So I'm not sure.
I've done it multiple times before.
Yeah, not sure why it's not populating correctly. Oh well. So Paul does say, just to play devil's advocate, does say keeping the ranked the same helps newer accounts. I don't know if it does though. I don't think
it helps any more than changing.
I don't think it's
there's lots of really paywall stuff in ranked as well.
Yeah, I think it's negligible. If it does help somebody out, I think it actually helps the older players, because we've all invested for this ranked, right? We all were like desperate a year ago to.
Yeah, if anything, the newer players are even more screwed because they get against older players who already invested.
Yeah, like we've already had to make investments for this exact track, for this exact situation. Whereas, for newer drivers, not so much the same, not so much the case. So for carts on Warrior Shipyard, a new buff for sure is this Black Shield Speedster, which I absolutely love. I will say I'm really big into the Securus hop rod, but not necessarily like a super meta cart by any means. The boo pipes have been pretty strong here lately. I know you guys both have invested in that, G Siegel and
I haven't
Luca.
actually.
Oh, you haven't? G
I've
Siegel.
invested in the other one.
As you say, some people zig instead of zagging. People went for the gold price.
Yeah, my car is over there, the gold one.
The gold one. Okay, yeah. So they do overlap with each other. You probably don't need to invest in both. So we'll use that as an argument. Yeah, no, I think there are a lot of cool items on this track. I think if you have to kind of pinpoint which ones have been in the meta and kind of tier them out, I think the first tier has to be probably the Armored Rider. And that's probably the only one on tier 1. I think tier 2, you have maybe some older good items such as the jukebox buggy. I'd probably put in tier 2. You could argue, man, that might be the only one I'd put in tier 2. I think anything else is kind of like a newer item that we're seeing some pretty good coverage and already getting a little excited about. Things like the Black Shield Speedster or the boo pipes or the gold pipes. But I don't know if they're as strong of a coverage. I think what's good about them is that those are some larger carts. Even the rainbow, I'd probably put maybe even the rainbow pipe buggy because that one's been in our top 10 here, or at least in our top 15 for a couple tours here. Whereas the gold pipes and the boo pipes have not ever been in our top 10. So I probably would squeeze the rainbow pipe buggy in with the jukebox buggy there in tier 2, and then really like any large cart you could probably put in tier 3 at this point in time. Like the strategy is like the long-term strategy is just invest in larger carts than you have, and that one kind of does take some of the wind out of the sails for the jukebox buggy and even the secure hop rod. Whereas like right now, the secure hop rod, obviously it's a triple in my account, so it's a really strong one. But slowly, I'm gonna want bigger carts on all of its tracks, and so it's gonna slowly become less important to my account. How do you guys feel about long-term strategy with your carts?
Yeah, I definitely think as time goes on, the big carts are going to be more and more important over the small ones because you can just invest in the big option. But there are some packs where there's not really any good big cart, but I think most of them do have one.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Andy S says Sammy will be happy with his maxed out gold pipes for this course. Yeah, so he must have fallen. I hadn't seen one of the grinds in a couple of weeks. I've been really busy with work. So sounds like he kind of followed your lead there, G. Siegel. Crazy says, I'm considering...
He did do it first. I promise you, he did do it first.
What'd you say?
I didn't take his A-quad though, so he's got me beat there.
A-quad. He doesn't have a ton of resources.
There is something about knowing that there's no new items to invest in. So everything that you have in your inventory or don't have, everything that's out there is it. And so, pick your favorite items. Go in. I mean, there's nothing like that we're like, oh, I have to save for in case one day they had come out with a Kamek cart or something like that, which, could have been in the back of Sammy's mind is like, hey, what if there's something even better? So I love his thought process on just going in on the items he loves, like that gold pipe. Crazy says, I'm considering going for a potential top 10 in the next Sunshine Tour. It's still a long ways away, but I think if I'll only invest in items that will benefit me that tour, which I think is a great idea. Crazy obviously has the skill with that loadout. He could be pretty lethal. I think that's a great idea. And now that we know that every all cup ranking are going to have the same items, I think it's a really smart idea. I mean, we can already see right now what will be in that tour. I think it's smart. If that's what you just want to keep investing in every tour until we get there, not a bad idea either. Paul says,
I'll do something similar.
Which tour is your tour?
I think I'll go for top 10 in the night tour where they added BK Gladiator. They went for top 100 in that one, so I already have good stuff there. So I decided like this morning I'll take up the Yeehaw wagon to fix for one of the rank tracks because I know I'm going to use it in that tour.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's that'll be what in June. So you got 9 months to max things out. I like it. It's a very cool badge. In fact, I wonder if it'll be quite congested. But TCU, you got some really good skills. So I'm not too worried if other people are going in on it too. Still confident that you ended up pulling it off. But yeah, that's a good idea as well. Again, it's a while away. But I think that is a good strategy for people to have. It's weird because a couple of the times I've looked at going for top 10. It's also been where there are like a lot of winter tour items. And I think 2 years ago during Christmas, I was like, hey, I got some time off because of Christmas. Well, guess what? Everyone has time off around Christmas. So a lot of people already had good loadouts. And I think that's one of the reasons why people were making decisions to go for top 10 have been like, hey, and same thing with top 100. It's like, oh, I already have good loadouts. And so the thing is that you want to pick out loadouts that people don't have great loadouts on. And for whatever reason, because people have more time off during the winter, during New Year's, during Christmas. A lot of people had, these are kind of some of the perennial top 10 goer. Like I'm thinking about like Swirls and Jedi. These are guys that like they have the skill. It's just a matter of like, hey, do I have the loadouts? And so I like that idea, Siegel, because I don't think a lot of people have great loadouts on those the Rome Avanti tracks. And so if the Sunshine Tour, for going back to Crazy's point with a K, I think that's a great idea. I think like go in on these tours where not everyone else is going in on them and invest in them now. I actually really like a lot of your investments, Luca, that you made in this past tour because I don't think a lot of people are going to be going in on the Gold Marius golf hat and some of the other items you went in on. I think that's a good way to do it. And you know what? You're going to be able to do the same thing next year if you want to. Not that you have to. You've already checked that list. You're done?
I wouldn't. I promise you I won't even have time to even do top 100 from now on. That's how busy it's going to be.
Yeah.
I want to know when your top 10 is going to be Stud because we need that from you.
Yeah, I will never be able to put 89 hours into this game.
You don't need to. I don't think you need to.
If I could put my normal 60 hours,
because your loadouts are ahead of everyone else's.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I can't even put more than 50 hours at this point. If I can take some time off and I have someone to watch my kids, I could probably pull off 60 or 70. And I could probably get 95, 96% with 60 hours. So I would have to do. That's the only way I'm going for top 10 ever is if I can find out that based on my loadouts, I can get top 10 putting only 60 hours into a tour, maybe 70 hours. I just know now that I can't put more than just based on, I have too much going on. Like right now I'm coaching both my sons, flag football teams. We're involved in Trail Life, which is like Boy Scouts. I'm doing 2 or 3 other volunteer work through my church. There's like I just doing too much life. So I just know I cannot put more than 60 hours, maybe 70. And if I can ever get top 10, only putting 60 hours in, getting 95 to 96% on the LCUP sheet, then I will do it. I will need someone to say, hey, no one else is going for it right now. There's like 3 spots available. That's what happened to me last time I went for it. Like I actually truly went for it. And that was like 5 days into the tour. And I still had 2 other traveling. So like, in the next 6 weeks, I'll be at 4 different conferences. And so that just takes 3 or 4 days out of a tour that I can't play the game really at all. So life is just insane right now. I'm happy to wake up really early or do Kart Talk on like Friday nights, but those are like literally the only time I can actually play this game or dedicate to it. So during the day is almost not an option unless unless I specifically take time off of work or carve time out of my family time. So, yeah, to your point, would I love to? Yeah, I think if I was a single man with no responsibilities and just only doing work, I could probably find 80 hours and 90 hours, 89 hours, or in that case. But yeah, right now it's not really in the cards for me. But we'll see. Maybe I get that. Maybe I get that message from AutoDrift one day, or from Rashid saying, "Hey, looks like there's some spots open. You can do it at 96% based on your loadouts." In which case, I have no problem pulling out the PTO and trying to get it done. But yeah, I'm not stressing out about it. Not even I'm not even planning for. I might save some extra tickets in case one day that happens, but not planning for it. Iwataka says, you're forgetting that same newer players will have to face off against people who already prepared for before. Yeah, that's kind of what we were talking about before. I don't think that I don't think this helps newer players having the same ranked. I don't think that's a valid reason. And then Paul says, only at a high level, beginners and year one players won't face that problem. Only at high level, beginners and year one players won't face that problem. Okay, what's going on, Bandit Guy? Hope you're doing well. Cool. I think we're all caught up here. We're ready to move into gliders. So for Warrior Shipyard, wow. We do have a nice little buff here from the Rainbow Bells. We do have a lot of these great sales getting some buffs here as well. Record setters in there. Whoop, I know you're excited about that. Congratulations.
Yes.
You got the ship's wheel. Okay, so we do have actually a decent amount of meta items here. For one, man, I think, geez, goodness sakes. All right, so for tier 1, you almost have to put Wonderful Wings. You have to put the yellow hard hat. You have to put the 8-bit super glider. Those are probably what I would put all 3 of those in tier 1. Tier 2, I probably would put maybe even the record setter. Some people might have the great the ship's wheel maybe in there. I don't know if I would quite do that. I think at this point in time, it's probably just record setter and ship's wheel kind of in that tier 2. Those have been pretty strong in years past. That's probably all I put in there. I would say one that's coming up here is this Golden Glider. I think it hit our top 15 last tour. It could be doing pretty well here, and it is Red Shell Plus for what it's worth. Some people don't like Red Shell Plus. I actually don't mind it. These these great sales, we'll have to see how they turn out. They're still pretty new. I don't know if they'll do really well. And then I might put Warrior's Mustache kind of in that tier 3. It was a really strong glider for a lot of players. I have Wicked Topaz pretty high, but it didn't really pan out to be anything exceptional compared to Wonderful Wings and Yellow Hard Hat. Goodness sakes, those are some really, really strong gliders. So let's get into this track, and let's try to see if we can get some extra boxes, some extra item boxes, and see if we can help some players out. I do see Matt Ulrich says, respect stud. I would love to just see a ranked stream every once in a while again. That was the best part of your previous top 10 run. That was fun. Streaming was fun. Definitely was able to spend a couple hours. I remember doing a Boombox Friday where I spent like 6 hours trying to boombox Coconut Mall. Not sure if the best use of my time, but it was a lot of fun. It was cool just hanging out with people and just talking about pretty insane, just fun off the wall stuff from the 90s, music and others. So the extra item box, you said it's the third item box, right? It's that one glide section.
One. Yeah, glide section.
Because I think the extra item box is it the reverse? Is this area right here? It's item box 1, right?
The reverse version has one in the first box and the third box. This one just has only the third one.
I guess you could technically, it does look like there is that glide section. Can you do it on this first item box?
No, you get respawned further ahead.
Oh, okay. So for Lucky 7, I would not say that was the best way to handle it. I think the goal would be you kind of stall a little bit more. I guess I could turn my sound on. I'm not sure if you guys can even hear it. Would be to stall a little bit longer. And so you're kind of hitting the walls and stuff. Now, this might be pretty easy to get 200 actions. Maybe it's not that big of a deal, but I moved to the front too quickly with my Lucky 7 Frenzy there. Now, if I got 2, coin frenzies off of these item boxes, may not matter, but at this point in time, it's not looking great. It might have been my own. Oh, no, that was Shy Guy. What do you think about Warrior Shipyard? You like this track, the RT?
Yeah, I really like this track. I think it's a bit overhated just because it appeared a lot, but I think it's a good track.
Yeah, a lot of people complain about the Warrior Shipyard. I actually kind of liked it. I mean, any of these longer tracks. Is this a Wii track? I'm trying to remember.
It's a 3DS track.
3DS, that's right. So it is. I feel like the 3DS tracks are a little longer than normal tracks, right?
Yeah, there's some of the longer ones in general in this game.
Yeah, and honestly, a lot of tracks this tour are pretty short, between the Choco Islands and the Donut Plains. So this might be actually one of the more fun ones to see if you can get close to 200 actions. In that case, I only got 161 with just basically a Lucky 7. Well, I got a Lucky 7 and a coin, but not a great Lucky 7. I think ideally with Lucky 7, one of the things that I prefer to do is just get a single Lucky 7 and then get a Lucky 7 Frenzy and hopefully by banging things out, what I like to do is get the Lucky 7 single, let whoever's in 8th place get in front of me, hit them with my single Lucky 7, then kind of stall until I get to the second item box, and that way everyone's way in front of me, and then I get a Lucky 7 Frenzy, and then boom, you just go to town. Hopefully you kind of end up at that next box, I guess what would be the third item box. You want to kind of get there with maybe 5th, maybe 4th place. That kind of, you're still hitting people, but you're not rushing to the front. And then hopefully, gradually through, by the next item box, you can probably try to catch up. And I think, and then you're hoping to get some type of coin frenzy, in lap 2. But really, if you're going in 5th place, in those next couple 2 item boxes, you can, in a perfect world, get a double Lucky 7 Frenzy, which is like the perfect scenario. But that's just I am a little hesitant to really focus on if I can get a double Lucky 7 Frenzy in lap 1, then that's what I'm going for. But the thing is that if I'm going to try to get another Lucky 7 Frenzy in lap 2, that's just too risky for me. I feel like I have a hard time catching up, especially in some of these tracks where you have really narrow areas where the red shell hits the wall and just dies off. I feel like I've finished in 3rd place too many times for that to be a successful game strategy. What do you guys think about Lucky 7 on this track?
Yeah, I think it's really good. I usually take the outside route on the first box, try and get a frenzy, and then I get to the 3rd box, try and get as many resets as possible and see what I can get. It's a bit risky to go on for the reset boxes on lap 2, but I usually don't do it.
You just do it on lap 1, which I want to go back in that track and make sure to show players how to get that extra item box. I think one of the things I mentioned with my channel is that I kind of want to treat it like the old school Nintendo Power in the 90s, of just kind of helping players, maximize some of the strategies, and I think that would help out a lot of players. So let me go back into it while it's still fresh, and let's see if we can get an extra item box from that one part of the track. But yeah, I'm with you. I actually like Lucky 7 a lot. It's to me, it's a lot of fun. I always feel like I never have to grind out the bots or wait for lobbies. It's just jump in, just start crushing people.
I think it's really track dependent for me. There's a lot of tracks where you need something really specific, and then there's tracks like this, where there's loads of boxes and you can just kind of get a bunch of singles or whatever combination.
That's perfect. That's what I love doing. That is hitting myself. Oh, of course I dropped combo, unfortunately, but hitting myself with something from the lucky 7.
It's not the worst thing, but still, it's what we have. Again, at least the game is not gone, but it has been a year since we have had these tours, so it's not, even if it is a copy and paste, even with ranked, we'd much rather have something else in ranked, because that's a big thing for most people. But at least we get to play these tours and play the game, at the very least, because the game could be gone. They could have easily shut the game down and just said, nah, see you later. At least get to play the tours. Hopefully we get to have a change at ranks. But it's been a whole year. It's not like we remember these tours off by heart every single time.
Yeah.
In the whole year.
Well, you'll be remembering Amsterdam Red 3 when it's in ranked again.
In Amsterdam too.
Yeah. So was that the one that you grinded really hard for? You were saying?
Amsterdam 2 is now.
What'd you say?
Oh, it is Amsterdam 3. Yeah, Amsterdam 3, yeah. That was in the last tour. It's in the winter tour, Siegel.
Keep the rest
coming.
of the others right.
Right.
So there you go. I just did the extra item box. Of course, lap 2 is not where you want to be doing it, but I didn't get to show it because I forgot. So I wanted to make sure to show you guys there at home. And I think for lucky 7, that's just like that's a must, at least on lap 1.
This is the one lucky 7 track that I don't know if you guys like doing it, but I like to grind the bots rarely with lucky 7 because they usually go slow. But this is one that you'd want to grind the bots because even if it's lap 2, you're going to force the extra item box at the end. And it gets desperate sometimes if you're running it, the action's short. You're going to want to get those actions at the end and stall a few more boxes. So maybe grinding the bots on this one is a good idea. There's a lot of stalling areas as well.
It can be hard to catch up if you don't grind them down as well. Because like the reds of the track.
I agree with that. There are some tracks where you do want to grind down the bots. This I could see, yeah. When you're getting extra item box, it's definitely very helpful. I still think, yeah. I would agree with that. I don't know if there are any objections there. I think that getting lucky 7 and letting it and kind of going to the front is okay if you are stalling getting the extra item boxes. I think the hesitation is that this is a 200 action count track pretty easily. So I wonder, I think if you grind down the bots too much.
Well, I think if you don't grind them down, then it's going to be hard to get 200 and come back. Because I remember from experience, this track, it's really hard to catch up if you're going hard for all the actions you can.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Again, I'm still kind of debating if I even want to. Let me just make sure that this is. Give it a shot. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they spawn you up on the track, so you can't get extra item boxes off that first item box. You mentioned that. I just wanted to verify. But yeah, I think in some tracks where you can get 200 actions, relatively simple. Without having to do some of those extra item boxes. Maybe you don't need to grind them down, but I do think just based on the structure of this track, it is hard to catch up. Again, there's too many times where I've finished in 3rd place on these tracks, these warrior shipyards. What's good is that there are plenty of areas to stall. You can kind of slam back and forth right here. There are a couple areas where if you don't, you're kind of forced to go straight, and you can even right here when you're going down and going back up again, it can be tough to stay in to stall there. There's some good stall sections back here, right here. But then when you're coming down here, I don't know. It is pretty narrow. They kind of shoot you out. It can be kind of hard to stall. I find myself getting in 4th and 5th place right there. It's a little harder than usual. again, one of the things that because we don't have a lot of new stuff to talk about. Yeah, like right here, it's like really a little tougher to stall. It's just kind of running through some of the lines. Now this is an RT track, so there's aren't like a lot of flat lines to really worry too much about. But hopefully this helps somebody out there, especially for the newer players. We kind of talked about that on Kart Talk. Is that the new players deserve new content? I feel bad, like there's so many new players playing the game that deserve something new that deserve new content from the YouTubers.
But what's your plan going forward with doing live reactions and playing the tour? Are you just going to be sticking with everything as it goes on?
I couldn't hear your question. What did you say?
Are you going to be doing everything as per normal with this new era of the game? Are you going to be doing streams and everything, and covering everything as you usually do?
That's a great question. I think when it comes to the rundown, we'll be doing some things differently. I think even the top 10 won't be the top 10 as we know it, as we've known it to be. Meaning that there's not going to be like the algorithm is no longer going to be predictive. In general, the goal is really for us to be able to actually give you guys a better understanding of the tours and which tracks are in ranked in the next maybe 2 months, and kind of give people a heads up on what's to come and how to invest for those 2 months ahead of time. And so from that perspective, things will look different there. If I could do some streams, I mean, we kind of talked about, I've had this bucket list item of putting together I've downloaded the game, now what? And just kind of walking through, teaching people how to drift, teaching people how to invest and like what's going on, what is all cup ranking, what is ranked, to kind of like help them acclimate to the game. I'd love to do that. That'd be amazing. I will say I don't have, I kind of mentioned earlier, just all the different responsibilities that I have right now. I don't think I'm going to be going out of my way to make anything new in that respect. If I can hang out with you guys and open up the tour and just help people with lines, help people with investments for ranked every new tour, and then help people with the rundown. I even thought about maybe combining them and kind of putting together the rundown on a Wednesday. And once we get through the buffs, we're still going to get like 300 buffs this tour, and maybe like 250 buffs next tour, and like 200 buffs the tour after that. We'll probably eventually get down to 20 buffs a tour, and at that point in time, we'll kind of move away from the rundown, talking about buffs and talking about changes in the meta, and I don't mind just kind of going through what I just did today of like kind of tiering out potential investments for players, and kind of just doing that in like a spreadsheet format, kind of similar to the rundown, and putting that out on Wednesdays. That was an idea that I had, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm going to just hang out with my friends and talk about what I like talking about. I think ultimately the rundown will look different, which I'm actually kind of excited about. If I can do it, some streams with people instead, that's fine. I will say I'm already, taking time off and kind of stealing time away from family time to do things that I talk about. I do know that probably one of the things that which also change will be Kart Talk. It's been 2 hours. We've always had new stuff to talk about, changes in the meta, talking about the changes in Miis and new carts and things going on like that. It might be an hour long, or maybe I even cut off the number of episodes. Maybe I only do 60 episodes of Kart Talk and we wrap it up at that point. I think that what I do like about Kart Talk is that I give an opportunity for our super studs to join in a conversation and be able to hang out and talk about the game that we love. Now, I've even had a hard time getting some of the super studs to jump in on every episode. Like I think we only had one this past episode with Bobcat, but 2 episodes we had the full crew of all super studs. So we'll see. It's really up to them. I mean, they're the ones that are supporting this channel in the biggest way. So I would want to cater to them as much as possible. But I mean, you guys are hanging out with me on a early Wednesday morning, and so it kind of depends on the community. It depends on what people want, and if people want more, then I'll keep giving them what I have, and keep giving my heart out on Wednesdays and Fridays, and yeah, we'll see what happens in the future. But to answer your question, I would just say, if you like this content, the more support you can give in the way of likes and comments, the better. I have started to see some of the videos start to get less views. So, like, for instance, the rundowns, I think at the peak was getting, 3,500 or so views an episode. And then, for the last couple episodes, it's been getting like 3,000 views. I think this last one only had 2,000. Whereas like Kart Talk has always kind of, been between 1,000 and 2,000. And it's over the last 6 months, it's been, probably about 1,200 or so. The last 2 episodes have been like right under 1,000. So again, I'm starting to see that. If you guys like these videos, show some support with liking and commenting. That's going to be the best way to get more people introduced to the channel. And hopefully if there are new players playing the game, they can appreciate getting new content. They can appreciate hanging out, learning new lines, learning investments. And really, at that point in time, I don't feel like this is my channel. I feel like this is the community's channel. So let the community speak with your words, donations, comments, likes, whatever ways you can support the channel. So does that answer your question, Luca?
I think you went above and beyond, but yeah, I think you're just going to be very bright, no matter how dark we think the game's going to be, and repetitiveness. I think the community is going to be very good to work something out together and find a way we can still enjoy everything. And again, it's all about the people, most importantly. We're all going to stick together, we're all going to enjoy it each way we can. But yeah, as long as you guys are still around, the content creators, I think everyone's going to be watching.
Yeah. Good. Sound is perfect.
If you guys don't give up on it, how could, then we're still going to be encouraged to keep going,
Yeah.
I think once the content creators start to give up, that's where it's going to reflect on the community.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. I do remember when some of the content creators like Go Shiny and Abdallah quit. They kind of quit around, I think it was like the first Ninja tour, which blew my mind because that was one of the best tours of all time. And I was like, if some of these content creators are like leaving it during the first freaking Ninja tour, dude, like,
yeah, I don't know.
I think looking back, it was probably my favorite tour of in that moment, like that was like the peak of the game. Gold Bob-omb came out, just like an insane time. We had our first. Wasn't our first giant banana since Sunshine Mario was the pink.
That was the first ever boomerang driver high end with Ninja Shy Guy.
That's
and then
right.
the following year, the Samurai Tour, we had the first giant banana driver.
Yeah.
With Ninja and Mario Samurai.
Yeah, so I mean that was like peak game, and we had like 2 content creators quit at that time, which blows my mind. So yeah, I think at this point in time, I do think that content creators are kind of the face for the game, and I think that if I were to step out, it would probably impact some people's excitement for the game. If there are still 1,000 people watching Kart Talk and 2,000 people watching the rundown, those are 2,000 people that would have 2 hours back in their lives. But who knows what would happen with that? Maybe they would stop playing the game. Maybe I would be a part of I don't know, the diminishing player base, which I don't want to contribute to. I want to contribute to keeping people excited about this game, and that's hopefully people are doing that. I will say I got about 20 more minutes. Matt Orridge did say that there were some exciting buffs here for week 2 in rank, so I want to get to them briefly. We got Choco Mountain RT, which I'm thinking back about this track, what I was using. I think I was using Tuxedo Mario, if I remember correctly. There might have been Shy Guy Explorer or Shy Guy Ninja on this track too. But let's see what Choco Mountain RT for week 2 of ranked has. Looks like we have a double feature for this King Boo Misu, which actually might be a good time to triple. I think it's already triple uncapped, maybe to quad cap it. It's been a pretty strong driver for my account. We also have Charging Chuck. We have Tuxedo Mario and Gold Charging Chuck. Gold Charging Chuck is obviously he's a bigger hitbox than Tuxedo Mario. And I don't think this is like the best coin box track, but it's not bad. Still 200 actions is going to be pretty easy no matter which driver many of the drivers that you're using. It's also a double feature for this brand new Koopa Clown, the clown community Misu that some of us have been referring to it. You also have
same track as King to me both times.
What was that?
How many
for both of them.
I couldn't hear either one of you guys.
Clown Me is sharing with King Boo Me on both routes. Very clownish.
That's true. It is true.
King Boo Me also in next to is ranked how many times Seagull? I know he's guaranteed on the first track.
I know he's done it for one. I can't remember.
So within the next 2 tours is at least in rank 3 times.
Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, I guess if you, because we're getting into Halloween too, so King Boo, Misu, I could see obviously having some good action of All Cup ranking too.
We know he's up on Boulay for the first time.
The Boo Lake, yeah. Yeah, I'm with you there.
Yeah.
So we have, just to kind of wrap things up, if you're going into the Miis, you have the King Boo Mii suit, which might be worth investing in with all the Boo Lakes coming up, with all the Halloween stuff coming up. But you also have the Dry Bowser Mii suit, which is on sale in the Mii shop. But then that's really like the only Miis that you would probably be using. I would say, potentially this clown, this Koopa Clown might be one that you want to go into. I think it's still a little early. I mean, at this point in time, it's kind of ahead of, like, it literally just came out. So like whatever buffs it gets, you're probably already well covered on those tracks. So those are the 2 Miis that you have to worry about. Other than that, you got 3 coin box drivers. You have Tuxedo Mario, Gold Charging Chuck, and Gold Luigi Knight. But then you also have Spartacong on there as a boomerang driver. So plenty of plus skills on there. I think, even for a boomerang driver, let's see how many drivers on the you got King Mario on the second shelf, King Bob-omb Gold on the second shelf. So at least 2, let's see, 3. You got Wintertime. Larry Wintertime on the second shelf as well. So a lot of coin box options. So this is so a couple things to mention about this. This is a really good track for Spartacong in that respect. Now, of course, you could have coins not landing on the track because you have some like weird spiral areas, but this could be really good for Spartacong. What's not good about having 3 coin box drivers on the second shelf is it's not good for your coin box drivers on the top shelf. As we just talked about, Tuxedo Mario, Gold Charging Chuck, Gold Luigi Knight, because when you have other coin box drivers on the track with you, there can only be one single box open at one point in time. So it does hurt their value a little bit, and I would say this RT can be a little tricky with coin box comparatively compared to some of the flat tracks. I think 200 actions should probably be pretty easy between any of the drivers we just mentioned, but I'll be definitely going with King Boo Mii suit. As for karts, we do have a buff here for the Gold Shield Speedster. So we got the Black Shield Speedster getting the assumed track buff there. That's not a battle track, and then the gold one getting this Choco Mountain RT. Now I would say Choco Mountain RT, not a hard track to cover. There's a lot of carts here, and some meta items here, including the yellow off-roader. So hopefully you're using that yellow off-roader. You do have the silver Cupid Zero, which has been doing really well in the meta as well. Got some motor items there. You got the Chain Chomp. The red off-roader is there too. This is one of those tracks. The yellow off-roader and red off-roader, we found out initially, had a lot of overlap with each other. And this is one of those tracks. So I think both of those carts are going to be probably the best ones to invest in. You have some people that went pretty strong into the Ramby Runner as well. I think if I had to kind of set some tiers, I'd probably put the yellow off-roader, silver Cupid Zero, kind of in that tier 1. Tier 2 might include the red off-roader, and maybe Rombi Rider in there as well. And maybe I would throw, yeah, that's probably all I would have in that second tier. Third tier would be really any large cart, including the Gold Shield Speedster. And that's probably, actually, there's not a lot of large carts. There's, Sweet Ride's pretty big. Cact Ice is pretty decent as well. But I think if you're going to go with, I think for any newer player, the yellow off-roader is so strong. Really, any off-roader is going to be a good investment for you. As for gliders, we do have some old school favorites, and as well as also Luca's favorite, this Gold Mario's hat balloon.
Hey, Quad Baby. Hey, I had a level 4 single cap glider on here.
That's a huge win for you, man.
This back has been haunting me for ages. But for somehow, I got an amazing buff. So I'm very happy with that.
Huge buff there. We do have a double feature for this this cat parafoil. Again, I'm not a big fan of the green shell plus, but I would say there have been some old meta items, and when meta items that were like meta for maybe like 2 or 3 tours. I still think that probably your best bet is going to be this 8-bit Bullet Bill. It's been one of the strongest gliders in the game historically, and I think when it comes to this upcoming year, it's going to be really, really good for you. They've done a really good job of bringing it back into ranked. That's probably the only one I would have on tier 1. Tier 2 might include this Festive Holly, which a lot of people have invested in pretty strong. Other than that, I mean, it's maybe you put this cat parafoil in there. Glittering Glider was pretty strong for a while. The Silver Starshoot used to be pretty strong. Silver Manta, people have at a pretty decently high level. Same thing with the Snow Crystals, pretty high level. I personally am not a big fan of the Snow Crystals. This is like literally Snow Crystals and Silver Starshoot. Like, this is the story of my life. Like I have as you can see, the Snow Crystals at 8,595. I only use it on one track in the entire game. There's only because I have something at 8 triple on every single one of its tracks. So I think for most people, it's going to be 8-bit Bullet Bill. That would be my recommendation. There are some newer items that you might want to invest in, but I think at this point in time, getting frisky and investing in new items is not a good idea. I don't think that that's going to pan out well for anybody. If you like, for you, like a good example would be for Luca. If you like something and it's gotten a couple good buffs, like for this this gold Mario's hat, and it gives you the tracks, then go for it. But I think you might want to just lean on some of the meta that was really strong over the last 12 months. In which case, the 8-bit Bullet Bill has been kind of like the red off-roader, or yellow off-roader, just really, really strong for a lot of accounts. Let's get into this track. Let's have some fun with it. Just kind of show some people some lines. So here's a situation where I have Gold Mario in my lobby as a bot. What's the scenario with him? Does he suck things up like he does as
One of the yeah, I think
he does suck things up?
Yeah, he does.
Oof. Okay. That stinks. So that's yeah, we're just kind of going in. When I play this game, I don't know if you guys want to chime in, but for me, I reset after the first box almost on every single track. Battle track's a little different because it's like really squirrely, but I reset up after the first box every time. Do you guys have a specific strategy when it comes to resetting?
No, I did the same thing.
First box. Sometimes second box if it's like a really close box. But you're just better off going first box with the odds.
So this is kind of a perfect scenario, right? So I just kind of talked about that. I got my single box. Unfortunately, drop combo there. Now my goal is to just get in 7th through this next item box. Oh, pushed that too early. Usually when I get lightning, I try to wait and kind of release it like at the actual next item box. But somehow I pushed the button there. That was good. There are pumpkins on the track. It looks like on this this tour, probably next tour as well. Gosh, how did I miss that? With the pumpkins, it adds, in many cases, an additional, 5-6 more actions if you can find 3 or 4 each lap. Yeah, I'm not going to get what I want there. I reset a couple times. We got about 10 minutes left here in the stream. Sometimes you can stall just by kind of pushing, kind of just tapping at the start line. But I specifically like to get the fast start and then just kind of just bang back and forth here. Maybe get a couple mini turbos if I possibly can. They're still aggressive to where I can get some goodies. That I'm not worried about finishing, kind of going through that item box in 6th or 7th place. Now, one of the lucky 7 players that have done really well with that skill was Anka, and she mentioned that Mushroom's actually pretty decent. Decent frenzy to get with a lucky 7 driver. Don't necessarily feel like you have to reset. There's often cases where you can still kind of bag and delay and kind of bang up against the sidelines with Mushroom, and it's not a bad one to pair with lucky 7. How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, it depends. You want to go for those singles, and they're going to help with your score most of the time anyway. So yeah, they're basically the same. You want lucky 7 though most of the time, but you want to see how many singles you get in between your frenzy boxes. That's why it's so dependent on if you get a mushroom frenzy, it's okay. You want those single lucky 7s. They're going to make or break it for you.
Now, speaking of that, I heard a couple people say that Gold Mario actually getting a mushroom frenzies are pretty decent, pretty strong for him. You spent a lot of time with Gold Mario last tour. Luca, any advice you have for how to maximize Gold Mario?
Yeah, so from what I had figured out and the strat that I thought would be best and seems to be the best is stalling at the very back, letting those coin boxes into 5th, 4th, or above, and go for mushroom frenzies. They'll spill their coins. Don't stall too much because the bots will usually take their coins or the coins will disappear. But most of the time you go for mushroom frenzy. Lightning frenzy is amazing, but very low odds. But mushroom frenzies, and then you're looking for the boxes. You're just waiting for them to coin spill, and most of the time they usually do. And then you just work from it from there. Stall a little bit, and then once you get to the second lap, try to stay a bit further forward, but you're still looking for those boxes because they come very regularly. Mainly just go for mushroom, and then if you're at the very end, go for a coin, but coin is not much more than a mushroom, so it's about where you place. If you're too far behind the bots, you don't want that. You just want to make sure you get first at the very end, but mushroom frenzy and looking for boxes, that's the way to do it, man.
Very helpful. Very helpful. So yeah, I decided to open up my gifts and for Gold Pass. I think the stars, the grand stars, and we're doing the 210 pulls. It almost kind of feels with getting that Koopa King there and a gold pipe. It almost takes you back to the pipe pulling days. It's a nice addition.
It felt nice having that 10 pull.
It's just nice seeing like a gold pipe and then pulling 10 times. Like something takes you back. Even though you don't know what you're like, it's not like you're aiming for anything specific.
What was your favorite special pipe from back in the day? Ooh, 6,000 coins.
Yeah, man. It's a good question. Favorite. There were so many good ones. I still feel like feel like one of the most memorable was that Ninja tour, and going in to get, because I went into all those Ninja tours, Ninja Samurai tour, whatever had I had for one there was Gold King Bob-omb that came out of that first one. And then I think the year after, King Bob-omb was in there. I was trying to get Pink Shy Guy Ninja.
Yeah.
And then I think year 3, I was trying to get the Sakura Hop Rod that was brand new and kind of hidden in that one. It wasn't, if you remember, it wasn't a spotlight. It was a non-spotlight high end in there alongside all these other hop rods. So I think if I had to lump all 3 of those together, I think I would say it's all related to that Ninja tour.
You can't go wrong with the Ninja tour, man. I think we're all consensus with everyone, even just the boys that we chat to. We go on about it. The Ninja tours are special. We really do enjoy them. The pipes are amazing. It was a good time, man.
Yeah, it makes me sad even thinking back about it, because like those moments were like peak moments in just excitement and joy.
We get to keep playing. We get to keep playing the game. That's what matters.
Yeah.
No matter how bad we think things are, we can keep playing this game that we love.
Absolutely. Let's get into Donut Plans 1RT real quick and just kind of go through to help those people make investments. We do have a nice big buff for our Gold PD Piranha. He and Gold Charging Chuck are the large hitbox coinbox drivers on this track. We do have Lucky 7 and Giant Banana, though, between some of these other drivers. Looks like we got 3 Giant Banana between Chef Rosalina, the Pink Shy Guy Pink Shy Guy Ninja, and Wiggler. So a lot of Giant Banana, which is actually a pretty good Giant Banana track. There's some really now the one thing is that when you're I want to kind of take that back a little bit. So with Giant Banana, you want to have Giant Banana skill on longer tracks where 200 actions is easily able to be achieved, because the banana accuracy is like 30 points compared to a coin, which is substantially less. So you want to have Giant Banana on longer tracks. This is not a longer track. And longer / more actions, like 200 action count tracks. This is not a 200 action count track, if I remember correctly. And so from that perspective, these tracks... What's that?
It is like just barely with Coinbox.
Barely with Coinbox, okay. I would say that
Pumpkin should help as well.
This track would be perfect if there was a boomerang driver. It does not look like we'll have a boomerang driver on this course, which is kind of sad, because you kind of want to get the boom box and then maybe a coin and then just call it a day. On short tracks, like that's the perfect scenario. To Siegel's point, Coinbox can get pretty close to 200 actions, which is great for everyone. This is going to be a big year last year was a big year for Gold Charging Chuck, and I foresee him being a big part of Ranked over the next 12 months. So if you have to invest if you have to pick between Gold PD and Gold Charging Chuck probably will give you more return on investment. However, everyone has them at a pretty high level. So, you're just kind of leveling the playing field for what it's worth, which is not a bad one too. By the way, Giannis Pro says Ninja Tour is also my favorite tour. Ranked rewards improved. Yes, Vista, that's true. So I would say for most players, you're going to want to maybe invest in, Gold Charging Chuck as your top tier option. Kind of tier below might be PD Piranha Gold, and maybe Chef Rosalina. She was pretty strong. I think Wiggler still, we're still figuring out what his value is. Pink Shy Guy Ninja is like really good for all cup ranking. Maybe not so much for ranked over the next 12 months, but we'll reveal some of this information, hopefully on the rundown as well. Exactly how many times something's in ranked this next 12 months. Hopefully they change that, and we kind of even create a ticket at the beginning of the episode. Feel free to go out there right now and create a ticket. That would help us be able to potentially see them make a change in ranked cup. As for carts, we do have this brand new black B Dasher Mark II, which I would love to invest in here.
Great boxes, by the way.
What'd you say?
Fantastic box. Fantastic box.
Fantastic buffs for the black B Dasher Mark II. That's great to hear. Just kind of scrolling down to see which ones it gets. It gets Remix Donut Plains 1RT. It gets Donut Plains 1T. It has Choco Mountain T. Remix Ghost Valley 1. So some really good buffs there. I think when it comes to the B-Dasher Mark II, this is a big kart. And there aren't a lot of big karts on tracks like these. There's some, big, like this Gold Eagle. I could even see people saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to invest in this Gold Eagle, Gold Cupidero, because you want the big hitboxes. Well, don't be afraid of the black B-Dasher Mark II. It's going to help you on every track it gets. It's just a big, wide kart there. I like it a lot. Obviously, it's got the reminiscent of the Steelers colors, even if you think about like how our shoulder pads, we got our yellow and black stripes on them. But there's a lot of smaller karts on this track as well. And I think that there are a couple noticeable big ones there, but I think it's a strong investment for the black B-Dasher Mark II. And I think, paired with a Coinbox driver like Gold Charging Chuck, like Gold Petey, you're going to want to have a big kart. This Daikon Rocket's probably not going to do quite the job that you want compared to the black B-Dasher Mark II. But I can see someone investing in the black Cupidero or the Gold Eagle. I think if I had to put it on like a tier system, it's tough, man. It might be Camo Tanuki kart, kind of on that top tier, probably by itself. The Gold Bullet Bill, if you're a newer player, you want to get really good coverage. That one's not a bad job. That's not a bad one for you, but it's definitely on the smaller side. And that's probably tier 2. Tier 3 would probably just be any wide kart. So, and I think that's going to be the case almost for every track, is just throwing the B-Dasher Mark II, the black one in there, throwing the Gold Cupidero, throwing even the Gold Eagle in there. Soft Swerve, Sweet Ride's pretty wide as well. Not a bad option for you. Hopefully that's helpful. And then last but not least, gliders. It looks like there's a lot of meta items here. So Black Starshoot, one of the best gliders in the game right now. We also do have the Goomba, which is doing okay for a little bit. The Icy's Mario's Mustache has been doing pretty well additionally. And then our new Royal Flush, which I absolutely love the way it looks. It's so cool. If I had to tier this out for people, though, it would be Black Star Shoot in Tier 1, all by itself. I probably would not put anything else in there. Tier 2, I would probably put the 8-Bit Goomba, maybe Tropical Balloons, and then probably the Icy Mario Mustache, and that's probably it. And there's, Tier 3s, they're all relatively even with each other. There was a while there where we really wanted the Mario Bros. Parafoil to be a thing. It doesn't really look like it. You can get frisky with the Royal Flush. It just looks cool. I definitely am excited about that. But I think newer items have like less of the power that they used to, just knowing that there's no new tracks that you feel like they're going to get better odds of getting buffed. So for me, it's it's rolled out with this loadout, and honestly, I'll probably take this to 8 this tour, 8 triple, maybe even 8 quad. I don't even know. I have a decent number of quad tickets, but probably not enough. We'll have to see. Either way, let's get just kind of show a couple of the lines in case it helps newer players. But what do you guys think about the Donut Plains 1RT? What tips? Anything else?
I remember getting 200 on this track last year in Gold Track. I think, I don't know, it's just like pretty self-explanatory track. You kind of play it, it's not really much to it. I think Coinbox Frenzy first set, if you like stay to the right and go up this red ramp, can be quite good. But you've got to get rid of token.
Yeah, this would be a good one probably for single boxes. But yeah, you're right. That last item box between lap 1 and lap 2 is probably going to be your best bet for a Coinbox Frenzy.
Yeah, I think third box, lap 1 is really good for a Coinbox.
And of course, I have a Coinbox driver in my bot in my lobby, which doesn't help things. Of course, they just got it single box there. Pumpkins are a great strategy. This is not a bad area for I think I got like 28 coins. I guess it's not a lot, but wow. He threw out a lot of coins there.
Oh, this is a good spot.
Yeah, pretty good start here. A lot of people get my coins though. Get out of my way, bro. Come on, man. I want to see if I can go through this at 4th or 3rd place. That would be ideal. Sorry, I'm a little distracted because I actually had a pretty good start to this run. Not so much anymore. Yeah, 4th place. That's what happens when you don't grind down the bots. What's up, Snuffles? Hopefully you're doing well. I think, Snuffles, you and I are playing each other in fantasy football this week, so good luck to you, bud. Yeah, so I think you're right. The lines are pretty self-explanatory. If you do get a coin box frenzy on that last item box, go down. Don't take any of the ramps. Just try to stay on the ground floor. That's going to be your best bet there. And then we'll get into the battle track, which we've seen a lot already, but I can kind of already see from some of the other scores we've got. I think Gold Mario gets that track. We've already kind of shown his buffing, and I'm assuming that's what Matt was referring to. Yeah, so here's Gold Mario getting the Battle Course 1. How do you think this is actually worth, like, how do you feel like Gold Mario is going to do on this track? I mean, he's going to be the best option, hypothetically.
I think he is the best option, technically. I mean, I guess classically we would say, but out of all the drivers who people would like to invest in, he's probably the best choice. So I don't know how good it would be for battle, because the bots are really, the coin box bots really don't play a lot in battle.
I'm with you there. I'm going to use him right now just because I just kind of want to see what the experience is like. But we've seen Battle Course come back so often that none of this coverage should really be too much of a surprise to us. I think for most players have been going into the Dasher too. It's obviously the super on the track, the only one, and it's pretty easy to get to level 8 quad capped. But again, remember, supers are just a stopgap. I mean, everyone's, especially as time goes on, people are going to have a level 8 quad capped cart on this course, or I would highly recommend it. For a lot of people, you know, when you think about some of the meta items, you know, this Streamliner McQueen has been pretty strong in the meta. This Sakura Sports Coupe, the Red Off-Roader, those have been pretty strong in the meta. The Warrior Wagon used to be pretty strong as well, and then the Mark II used to be pretty powerful. I would say if you're tiering these, you know, it's Red Off-Roader and the Streamliner, Lightning McQueen, as we like to call it, kind of in that top tier. And you might even be able to squeeze the Sakura Sports Coupe in that tier. I'd probably put it in like tier 1.5 because it is really strong in our top 10, but its value is going to go down as time goes on. You're going to start to have bigger carts like the Red Off-Roader, which I would put in tier 2. Red Off-Roader, it might even be kind of in that tier 1.5, but yeah, Red Off-Roader right there in tier 2. I could see
Piranha Pipes in there for sure.
What'd you say?
Piranha Pipes has very good coverage.
I'm not putting it in tier 2 though, man. I'll put it in tier 3. I'll put it in tier 3 alongside like the Warrior Wagon and the Mark II.
I mean, I think it's better than the Red Off-Roader, to be honest. Red Off-Roader's not really showed up much of anywhere. I don't think it was in ranked at all after that Bowser tour.
The Red Off-Roader? Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. So I guess if you're only doing ranked, then maybe it's not as valuable.
ACR is good.
But ACR, like you're going to want to use it on every track that it's there. Prompt pipes have been decent. You know, I'll put it in tier 2. That's you guys have twisted my arm. I'm okay with that. So tier 1, you know, Lightning McQueen and yeah, what else did I have in there? Interesting. So maybe the Lightning McQueen just is the only top tier 1. In that case, then tier 2, I put the Red Off-Roader. I could put the Boo Pipes in there. That's fine. Tier 3, I'd probably put the Warrior Wagon and the Beat Asher Mark II. And then tier 3, you know, it's the large carts. It's things like this red Beat Asher Mark II. And then I guess that's it. There's not really like a lot of large ones. I know some people might already start to complain about the Lightning McQueen's size, but its coverage is just so strong. You can't really complain about that. Now for gliders, this is pretty. There's so many gliders on this track. It's just really hard to get certain excited about some. I would say that many people have been rolling with this 8-bit jumping Luigi. For newer players, highly recommend you doing that until you're able to get your account big and beefy enough. But I think it's pretty clear. It's the ones that I've invested in that are the clear meta winners here. You know, I almost had to put the 8-bit 1-Up Mushroom and the Black Star Shoot kind of in tier 1. Tier 2, 8-bit Bullet Bill. I'm actually probably going to put it in its own tier 2. Tier 3 might be the Boo Masks, which I know you guys are fans. If I put that, maybe the Mario's hat balloon in that tier 3 as well. But again, this track shouldn't be new to you. I'm going to use Gold Mario, kind of just get a feel for what it's like using him here. I might have even seen Hakama in here, which would be kind of fun to chase him around. Maybe it was Happy that I see on this track. So he sucks up the coins. That's no surprise there.
So yeah, like when you get hits, it'll be cool. Like you'll get coins picked up very easily. Like you can't always pick up the coins in battle mode. That will be convenient. I don't know about boomboxing. It's just not good.
Yeah.
But in terms of getting coin hit, like all the time, like the bots are dropping those coins after you hit them. It's a lot. And you're going to be picking them up non-stop. So
yeah, they drop 5. Is that correct?
Like personally, I have Morton me and Dry Bowser me at only 8 double. My Mario is 8 quad, and they beat him base point wise. And there's not much of a difference there. So score potential, I'll be having to go with those, but yeah, I just wish you had coin box, dude. I don't care about the coin back. Just give me coin box. It would have been so much nicer, but it is what it is. I'm not too stressed.
That would be nice. That would be really nice. Would have loved that. But Coin Vacuum, at least he has kind of like an exclusive-ish track as kind of like a better option. I don't even like Morton here, to be honest with you, because it's just really hard. Like the bananas disappear. You know, it's not as exciting as I thought it would be.
Yeah, I agree. I have Dry Bowser in here too, which is a lot more fun.
That is a lot more fun. I wish I'd rather be doing that, to be honest with you. But there you go, Gold Mario. All the ranked tracks. It's he's not a bad option, if especially for those newer players. It's kind of like an easy code. You know, helps you get some of those actions better. All right, guys. Well, I think we are at time. I see Godluck here. By that, I mean at least from its number 1 position. Hoping Gold Me falls off soon. I don't know, man. Gold Me, I mean, he seemed to be in ranked every single week. I mean, he was getting 1 buff, and he was getting a ranked buff almost every tour, it seemed. So that's obviously going to be... He's going to be really strong. I don't see him falling from that number 1 spot in the meta. He is just too good at this point. Well, good, guys. I think just overall, just looking at the tours and kind of seeing these tracks, Gold Mario does get some nice buffs, which is pretty cool. King Boo Mii Suit is really strong this tour. It might be worth investing in, especially with the next couple of tracks coming up. With Halloween and Boo Lake and all this other cool stuff coming up. This was like when he was just on a hot streak last year. I think for us on the rundown, we'll probably see a little shift away from the top 10 and more towards, hey, this is what's going to come the next couple tours. Here's what rank's going to be. Go ahead and create a support ticket, letting Nintendo know that your dollars and what you invest in this game is going to depend on if they switch things up in ranked. We want them to switch ranked up, at least the cups, just rotating or switching around so it's not the exact same tracks as last year. However, this was a year ago. Like so much has happened over the last year. I wouldn't get too concerned. It's not like we had these like last tour. These are not the. It's been a while since I've ever done Warrior Shipyard RT or Choco Mountain RT. To me, it almost kind of feels like, hey, I get to play this track for the first time in 12 months. Now there's some of these tracks like Battle Track. I mean, this is a Battle Tour, so. But even the Donut Plains 1 RT, it's been a while since I've played this track. So I'm actually kind of fun. It might be kind of fun to get back into it. So I would not get too, down on yourself about having to play these tracks from last year. It was last year. It was literally 12 months ago. We've seen, winter and spring and summer. Think about a full year of your life has gone by. So don't feel like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I just did this 12 months ago. You really didn't do it that long ago. So I think we should pump the brakes a little bit on going so far as to get sad and somber. But yeah, there's no new tracks. That is 100% true, and that is kind of sad. But these are great tracks. I mean, I'm excited to get back into Choco Island, Choco Mountain, and Warrior Shipyard. I'm glad both of those have Misu Lucky 7 drivers. That'll be fun to get into. But thanks again for tuning in. Thanks to Luca and G. Siegel for joining us. Salami says, thanks for the reaction. Looking forward to the new version of the rundown. Sana says, hey, stud. And everyone, happy kind of new tour. Thanks again for joining us. If you were out there streaming with us, we appreciate you. Appreciate you, Luca, G. Siegel. Anything I missed? Anything you want to say goodbye to your fans or any shout-outs?
No, man, just thank you for doing this as per usual for all of us in the community. Shout out to everyone who helped me for my top 10. Glad I got that done. But aside from that, man, just everyone keep their heads up. At least we keep playing the game. Keep enjoying it as we usually do. But yeah, about it, bro.
Yeah, man, I don't think, to be honest with you, I don't see as much change that's changed compared to a normal tour. There's just less new items, but I'm not also investing in items like new right away that much anyway, unless there were Shilla speedsters that I was going bonkers. But no, I really don't see a huge change. This was just fun just to go through with you guys and help people out maybe with some lines and talking some strats, extra item boxes. Some ways to be able to handle certain skills, etc. But no, this is actually going to be pretty fun. I still would want to do this, every other Wednesday with you guys. If I'm not traveling, I'm traveling a lot, but hopefully not too much to the point where I can't just hang out with you guys. But thank you all for joining us. Got to wrap up, guys, but enjoy this battle tour. Get those coin box drivers like Gold Mario or Gold Wiggler or Gold Luigi Knight up. This is the time to do it. This is a good tour to pick one of your 3 coin boxers to ride for the rest of the year on Cookie Land or one of these tracks. So thanks again for joining us.